Awesome. How's that? It's okay? Oh, my
Good.
internet, yeah, it says
Yeah.
my internet connection's unstable. So
Uh,
thanks again for doing this, man. I appreciate it. I guess a little bit about our background is we met when actually I should probably introduce you. um, this is my first time, so I apologize if I'm a little bit disorganized. But do you want me to call you Tat? Tito?
Tat is fine.
Tat is fine. Yeah.
Tat.
Okay. So a little bit about us. Um, we go back over 20 years. When I was a young, skinny, handsome bartender, and Tat was man, he was a badass. He just walked in, and as soon as it seemed like as soon as we met, I felt, anyways, there was an instant connection, and because we come from sort of similar backgrounds, we both, teenage pregnancies, we both had sons, had them at really young ages, but what I think is so unique about you is all the stuff that you've overcome. Um, do you care to talk about that? Are you able to talk about that at all? Like,
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about it.
yeah, for sure. If you don't mind, can you expand a little bit? Like, where are you
Uh,
from?
I'm originally from North Dakota. I'm a I'm a band member with the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa Indians.
Okay,
Right across the border from Canada. Uh, I got family ties to Texas, but I mainly grew up in North Dakota.
gotcha, gotcha. And so you've had and if you don't mind me saying, like you had a little bit of I don't want to call it a rough upbringing, but not the easiest time, right? Especially in the teenage years.
No, I mean my life has been pretty rough the whole way through. Not necessarily rough because I had it bad, but rough because my brothers were tough on me. I was born with it's called it's been called so many different things, but basically fetal alcohol effects.
Got you.
Uh, so I mean my brothers really banded together, and I had a pretty good wraparound system with my brothers taking care of me basically my whole life, uh, or my whole childhood. And I ended up just going off the beaten path and getting into trouble and
Yeah.
not listening to people after my grandmother passed, and ended up getting into trouble and getting locked up for quite a while. And you get out, and I was on parole for 5 years after I got out. I think I was released from paper on my 21st birthday. So
Wow.
I basically lost my whole teenage years to being incarcerated, and I wouldn't say I lost my teenage years to being a dad, but I mean I lost a lot of my freedoms when I was out prison due to not only parole but some choices that we make that we wind up becoming fathers, and
Yeah.
we either become a dad or we become a deadbeat.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't want to be a deadbeat, so my brothers instilled some pretty powerful values in me that being locked up gave me a lot of time to uh, study them values and decide if I wanted to allow them values to be a part of my life, which
Right.
obviously they are and they will be. And it's what I hope to pass on to my children and the kids that I work with.
And you you used wrestling to your advantage, right? That was would you say that was a big thing that helped you get through everything? I mean,
Oh,
you
wrestling saved my life for sure.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
you went.
it's a
I'm
cliche. People have coined whatever wrestling saves lives, but it's a legitimate statement for me.
yeah. Um, you so how long did you wrestle for, and what was what got you into it?
No, I wrestled since I was 3 years old.
Okay.
Um, and I mean, the only time that I didn't wrestle was when I was getting into trouble, and that was about a 2 or 3 year stint where I didn't wrestle. And then when I got out of prison, I started wrestling again, and I ended up winning the state title my senior year in high school. So I don't know
Wow.
what that would be compared to in Canada, a provincial champion or whatever, but
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the exact same. Um so that was it wrestling that got you into MMA, but like how did the MMA thing happen?
well, my after my sophomore year of college, obviously I graduated from community college, and I had already chosen a career in juvenile corrections, and I decided to opt out of going to a 4 year college. It's hard to make a lot of money as a college student and then have to give it all up and be a broke college student again. So
Yeah.
I decided to stick with working with kids instead of pursuing a 4 year degree at the time. And without wrestling, I've never been without that kind of uh, structure in my life as far as the athletics and something to keep the demons from servicing, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I just happened to fall on a tough man competition, and that just it went from there.
Was it
And
was
it
it like
trans
was it a real tough man competition? Like I remember so up here when
yeah,
MM
the big yellow gloves.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So up here
Yeah,
when UFC first came out in the early 90s, that's when the actual like they were called tough man competitions. And I know one guy that went that went to one. His name's Lance Cartwright. Um, but it's funny how the tough man competitions evolved into what's known today as MMA,
yeah, it's
right?
it's pretty crazy. I mean, there were times where, uh, you know, I mean, I wasn't sure what the fuck I was doing. I'll take you down, but I think it's definitely where I developed my physical toughness as far as being able to take a lot of damage and keep coming forward.
Well,
That
yeah,
and
because those tough man
obviously my
competitions.
brother's beating the shit out of me helped a little bit too.
Oh, I bet that those tough man competitions were they're mostly brawlers, eh?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was just I think everybody was still thinking that the old action movie stuff was gonna work, but in real life, that shit don't work, man. You go to the ground pretty quick, and that's where it ends.
yep,
I think the best part about everything, despite everything you've gone through, and you've mentioned it, is giving back. And what made you decide to work with kids?
uh, well, I was told a long time ago. It was probably when I was in prison that, and obviously I don't think this person was like being 100% serious with me, but he was being more uh, motivational towards me, and he, trying to motivate me, and he basically said, the only way you can get all the bad stuff back is if you give back good stuff.
Yeah,
So if you instill into others what you've been instilled, if you instill into others what was instilled into you when you were in prison, then you'll be able to get all that bad stuff back, like spiritually.
yeah,
And that's kind of the way I've looked at it this whole time. Uh, and I went through a little stint where I tried iron work, and I really loved it, and I got paid a lot, probably triple what I would normally make as a probation officer, but there was no end of the tunnel for me. I mean, I wasn't utilizing what I was supposed to be utilizing in order to get the bad stuff back, and I decided to leave and go back to what I do best, and that's helping people, helping
yeah,
kids in crisis.
yeah. I noticed that you've got a Brazilian jiu jitsu gym, right, or is it an MMA gym?
Well, it started out as an MMA gym where I was only going to uh, train fighters and I had like an anti-bully program going where I would just personal sessions, teach self-defense, and then there was an issue where the jiu-jitsu gym where I was going to uh, basically didn't like the fact that I had another gym in close to 30 minutes away, and they decided they wanted to kick me out of the jiu-jitsu gym. So I added jiu-jitsu to my gym, and I started going to jiu-jitsu under Brock Larson out of Start BJJ in St. Cloud, and it's been going good ever since.
That's fantastic. I follow you on Instagram, and you put up some of the coolest pictures. They're motivating, inspiring, and beautiful. You've got one there where you're talking to a little girl, and I think that's really cool, man.
Yeah,
Really
that's one of my
cool.
favorite pictures.
Yeah, just like it's just beautiful how you're able to overcome and give back, and that's why I wanted to have you on. And also say thank you. I know you've helped me in the past. You're there for me when I need to talk, even though we're not able to talk, um, because we live so far away from each other. You're there on Messenger, and we Instagram message. So I appreciate that. Oh, you froze. Oh, damn. He froze right in the middle of it. That is okay. I don't know if you're gonna come back. Oh man, this internet. I'm gonna have a ton of editing to do. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that for now. Oh, there he is. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hold on a sec.
Got it?
Yeah, almost. There we go. Yeah, better. Okay, all
Oh
good.
shit, I can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. It's my it. I'm not sure if it's my internet connection or yours, but um, so you know what? That's I guess the long and short of it, man. The point of me doing this, I'm not sure if you saw the website, I'm at lysanderland.com, and what I wanted to be able to do is talk to somebody every day, and learn from them, right? And if
Hmm.
there's or if they have questions, or if there's something that they want to overcome as well, maybe I can help them. And it's just all about learning and helping from each other. So by having you on, I hope that there are people that are going to listen to this and maybe see it. I'm going to edit it and put it on YouTube, uh, and hopefully they can draw from it, and especially from your personal experiences. Because man, when you Google you look like Google makes you out to be, and I'm not saying you're not, but they make you out to be the most badass. And in some of those pictures, ooh, and not only would I not fuck with you, but I'd probably keep you away from my wife. You looking pretty good in them things, man. They're all shirtless and all muscles rippling. Jeez, Murphy.
She's safe.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Well, thanks again for doing this. I'm looking forward to when they finally open the borders up, and we can actually get together and do one of these live. And I look forward to
Yeah,
seeing
no
you
shit.
again,
I'll
man.
I'll I'll come up. I haven't been up. I know I got family ties up in Winnipeg. My
Oh yeah.
mother's Lajimodier.
Oh yeah. Your mom's Elijah Modier.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
So
I guess if you're able to come down, what you do is you'd cross the border, you'd swing by, pick me up, and then we go to Winnipeg and we make a
sounds
weekend
good
of
to
it.
me.
Yeah. Okay, man.
Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Well, I will let you go. We'll do this another time. Thanks again. I'm gonna stop.
Absolutely, brother. Anything
Um,
for you.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna stop recording now.